Mewtwo, one of the greatest Pokemon to ever exist, maybe at least in the early generations, where he pretty much dominated the early generations. He's one of the strongest Pokemon ever introduced during its time, especially in Generation 1. I mean, look at these base stats. We've got 106 in HP, we've got 130 in speed, 110 in attack, 154 in special, 90 in defense, and we have a crit rate of 25.39%. I mean, it's just ridiculous. That comes out to a total of 590. So it's actually quite crazy. Mewtwo actually has the highest base stat total in the game. So, and I mean, obviously it only gets higher in Generation 2 when they have to give Mewtwo a special defense stat and a special attack stat. And it's just, Mewtwo is incredibly busted, especially in Generation 1 here in Pokemon Yellow. I mean, we start with Psychic, which is the strongest Psychic type move at 90 base power. We'll be getting same type attack bonus, which will give us a effective power of 135. So, I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, starting off right here in the rival fight, I mean, look at that. We almost one-shot at level 5. We almost one-shot the EV at level 5. Just absolutely ridiculous. So that's just a little bit of what we'll be seeing today. Obviously, I expect really good things from Mewtwo. I think it will just steamroll the game and it'll make it really easy. So just a little bit about how I'm going to be doing these runs. I'm not going to be doing my runs and rankings based off of time. The time will be on the screen as you see here, and that's where I want to go ahead and give my shout out to Scott's Thoughts for making this overlay publicly available for us to use and to showcase our runs with. So huge shout out to him. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. He's kind of a big inspiration for me actually getting in and doing these runs, and this overlay is just really awesome. I love how it displays everything on the screen for you to see in real time. Really great thing. I don't think it's something I would have been able to do with my limited coding knowledge, but I do want to give him a shout out and tell him thank you for this overlay. But anyway, back to how I'm going to be doing the runs. I'm going to be using a grading system. Essentially, I'm only going to include the major battles that are required for completion of the game in the Pokemon League. Obviously, there are more mandatory battles that are required to beat the game, but I'm only going to focus on the Pokemon League because I think that's the only thing that I really care about and that I really want to cover. I kind of want to see how well they would do just in that sense. So there will be a maximum point amount for every gym leader, and depending on how they perform, that will determine how that grade will be calculated. So say that's about all. I will leave the rules in the description just in case you want to check that out and see everything else. We're just going to make our way through Viridian Forest here, fight this, what is it, one mandatory trainer. Then we're going to head into Brock, where I think we'll have a pretty easy fight because his Pokemon have low special defense, so I'm not too worried about them. I should be able to just use Psychic and take them out. But anyway, let's hop into it and let's see how it goes. Coming into the Brock fight, it's going to be pretty simple. We're just going to hit Psychic. We're going to one-shot the Geodude with a critical hit. We're going to hit Psychic on the Onix. It's going to be just a 2-hit. It goes for Bide. But obviously, that's nothing to worry about. Really easy Brock fight. So starting off with Mewtwo as expected. Really strong. Getting Psychic at level 1 is just insane. You get a 95 base power. Same type attack bonus move. I'm sorry, that's 90 base power. And right off the rip, we're starting good. We've got a perfect score. That's going to be a 33 for Brock. And I think Mewtwo's going to do really well in this run. I wanted to do Mewtwo first because it can set the bar and kind of have that high expectation going forward with all the other ones. So with all that being said, let's head over to Misty and let's see how that fight goes. Coming into Misty, we're just going to go ahead and go for Psychic, and it's going to one-shot. Now for Starmie, obviously it's a Psychic type, so we're not going to use Psychic. We're just going to go for Swift. We're just going to spam it out. Obviously, I don't think Starmie would be able to outlast us, so that's going to be another easy one for Misty. We are going to take that second win, grab ourselves the Cascade badge, and with that, we do have a perfect score still. We're going to get a 33 on Misty, and we're going to come over here. We're going to finish up heading over to Bill's house so that we can pick up the SS Ann. That way we can head over to Vermilion City, take care of that, and we can get into Surge, where we will look to take over our next gym battle. That should be an easy one. Surge only has a Raichu, which is pretty easy to deal with, especially because I'm not weak to electric types, so that's going to be really easy. So now that we have that, let's go ahead, head over to Vermilion City, clear out the SS Ann, grab anything we need, and let's head into Surge. Now, Surge, I believe, is one of the only gym leaders to ever have one Pokemon on his team. It's very uncommon, and as you can see, it's also going to be very easy. We can clear him out with just 2 uses of Psychic, and that will take care of him. So now that leaves us still with a perfect score. That's going to be a 29 out of 29 for Surge. We're going to go ahead and fly over here and get this bike. Just in case anyone's wondering, I do give myself a flying Pokemon. That way, as soon as I pick up Surge, I can just head right over to Cerulean City. I can pick up the bike, and then I also give myself a Poke Flute because I'm trying to be as efficient as I can. That's why I wouldn't take my solo challenges. Like, obviously, don't pay attention to the time because, you know, when it comes to other solo challenge runners, they rank based off of speed. I don't rank based off of speed. I think it kind of introduces a lot of inconsistencies, which is why I don't do it. But I can get into more of that later. For now, let's get into Erica and let's take her down. Now, with Erica, I think she'll be just as easy as all the other gym leaders. I'm going to one-shot critical hit with Psychic, and then the other 2 Pokemon, they're weak to Psychic type moves due to their poison typing, so that's also going to be a one-shot. So a series of 3 one-shots. Erica, very trivial. I have nothing to worry about here. We're going to pick up the Rainbow Badge, and now we're going to go ahead and head out of here and head over to Fuchsia City, where we have another type advantage technically. So these are kind of like back-to-back poison gyms, with the exception of Tangela. So gonna head over here, clear out the Snorlax, and head over towards Fuchsia City. And like I mentioned earlier, I do give myself a Poke Flute early in the game just because I don't want to go through the Dark Cave. I don't care about that. I'm trying to be as efficient as possible. This way lets me, you know, get more runs done. And since I use a grading system and not speed running, it doesn't really matter. So this is how I like to play. Okay, I like to make traversing the world as easy as possible, take as little as time as possible. So that's what I'm doing. I just, you know, and I just, you know, like, I don't think it really affects or impacts the run at all. So that's another reason why I do it, because it's more efficient. Like, you know, I've got other stuff going on. I need to get these done as quickly as possible. Not only that, but there's a lot of Pokemon to cover. This is a big franchise, and if I want to get them all done and all the different variations of games in each generation, then I've got to get to work on that. So gonna finish heading over, getting the Surf and Strength HM, so that we can, you know, get through Victory Road, get to Cinnabar Island, all that. I'm gonna pick these up, and then we're going to go have another trivial fight with Koga. So let's get right into that. Now, like I said, massive type advantage. All of his Pokemon are weak to Psychic. So this is just going to be a series of one-shots. I mean, I've got same type attack bonus, Psychic, it's, you know, 270 effective power with my special stat. I don't think anything's surviving that. So that's an easy Koga fight. So we're going to pick up, I believe this is the Soul Badge. We're going to pick that up. That now gives us a badge boost in speed, which is nice. Mewtwo gets no access to badge boosting moves, but honestly, Mewtwo doesn't need it because it has an outrageous 590 base stat total, which is absolutely insane. And up to this point, I actually haven't taught any TMs, and I'm still not going to. For Sabrina, I should be able to take care of her with just the use of Swift. You know, all those Pokemon have very weak defense stats, so let's see how that goes. Into Sabrina, I've got Swift and Body Slam. I actually did teach Body Slam. It's better for this, but it goes for Kinesis, so I'm just going to switch over to Swift. Swift can never miss, so even if they go for the accuracy lowering, I don't have to worry about missing. And, you know, obviously, if the best moves that Sabrina has with her Alakazam or Psychic type moves are not going to do a lot. So you'd have to get special drops, and even then, I'm just going to outdo you with Swift because our attack stat is pretty good. All of our stats are really good, so you really don't have nothing to fear in that fight, especially as a Psychic type with a physical move to take care of her very frail Psychic types. So that is 6 badges down. Mewtwo still flawless, no point deductions from its performance in the Pokemon League whatsoever. So now we're going to head our way down over to Cinnabar Island, head south, and we're going to take on Blaine. Should be another easy fight, but let's see how it goes. Now, coming into Blaine, it won't be necessarily a cakewalk, because obviously you can see I can get confused, I can hit myself, I can do stuff like lowering my defense, all that type of stuff, but I snap out of confusion after hitting myself once, and then I go on to take down the rest of his team. Obviously, their physical moves are probably the best to use since I was hit with Tail Whip, but nevertheless, I'm going to hit a critical hit on the Arcanine. It goes for Reflect, which is useless because I'm using special moves. Take Blaine down easily, and that will give us the Volcano badge. 7 badges down. Now I have a boost to my special stats. And yeah, the Psychic type in Generation 1, seriously, very broken. It's only weak to bug moves, as Ghost is incorrectly coded to not affect it. So, yeah. We're going to head into Giovanni. 2 of his Pokemon are weak to Psychic type moves, so let's see how this goes. Now, here we are into Giovanni. We're just going to go Psychic. Dugtrio's pretty specially weak. And then we're going to take 2 shots on the Persian. Not really a big deal, though, because it goes for a guard spec. Nidoqueen and Nidoking, both weak to Psychic type moves, so they're going to be easy one-shots. And then we're just going to, you know, keep spamming Psychic, because obviously it's the best move we have with the highest effective power. And Rhydon's just going to be a 2-shot. We're going to take down Giovanni and claim ourselves the final badge, the Earth badge. And with that, that's all squared away. We're done with the original Pokemon Challenge, Pokemon League Challenge, getting all 8 badges. Now Mewtwo just needs to take on the Elite Four and the champion. But as you can see, it's been really easy. Psychic type has essentially no weaknesses because bug moves are so weak. And any of the bug moves that are super effective, they still have less than 50 base power. Maybe the only exception would be hitting like a 5-turn Twin Needle, but only, I believe only Beedrill can learn Twin Needle, so even that doesn't really matter. So yeah, it's kind of just a cakewalk, but you know, it's Mewtwo. I mean, it's to be expected. Mewtwo should perform well in just about every generation of Pokemon, so it's going to be exciting to see if he remains in the top spot throughout all my runs in various different games. It's going to be very interesting to see. But anyway, let's go ahead. Let's go take on the Elite Four. Let's see how Mewtwo performs there. Now coming into Lorelei, this is actually the first time I have taught a TM. So I basically used Psychic, Swift, and Body Slam. I taught Body Slam, I can't lie. This is the second TM that I've taught. I've been using Psychic and Body Slam pretty much the entire run. This was the first place I was like, well, let me go ahead and teach it. I didn't really have to. I probably could have just brute forced this with Psychic, but Thunderbolt kind of just makes it easier. Especially because I have an outrageous 212 special stat, so you might as well make use of that. And as you can see, Lorelei, very trivial. Not gonna really have any issues here. Bruno, I mean, what can he do? Everything goes down to one use of Psychic. Trivial fight. And that's the thing about Mewtwo. I mean, Mewtwo kind of just trivializes the game, makes it kind of almost not challenging at all, but it's nice to set your bar high and you know, set your bar low. So I probably need to play a Pokemon that's not going to do that well and see how below our bar really can be. But, you know, coming into Agatha, I don't one-shot the Gengar, but as you can see on the side there, Gengar has a pretty high special stat, so it's no surprise that he's surviving a hit of Psychic, even though it's super effective and same type attack bonus. But I mean, it's still a two-shot even on the level 61. So Agatha, pretty trivial. I only don't one-shot her Gengars. So last Elite Four member, we've got Lance. He should be pretty easy. I'm going to go ahead and teach Ice Beam here over Confusion just to make this fight easier. Could I get through without it? Yeah, but like I said, I have a nice special stat, and Ice is super effective against everything except for his Gyarados, so you might as well just trivialize it, make it easier, because it kind of helps. I mean, any kind of advantage I can gain, probably good. I'd say that's probably one of the only parts where it's kind of on me, because I can impact what level these Pokemon finish at, so I'm going to try to play my best in that sense. But it's better than trying to play against the clock. I feel like I'd have more pressure on me then. But coming out of the Elite Four, still perfect score. Have not lost any points to any major battles. So now is where it all really counts. We can get a finish level bonus, but let's see if we can finish the champion at this level. Alright, the final champion battle. Here it is. We made it here very quickly, and we're off to a very strong start. One-shotting the Sandslash with Ice Beam. Critical hit. One-shot the Alakazam. I don't know why I didn't. It was a misclick. I meant to click Ice Beam on the Exeggutor, but it gets a Leech Seed off. It's fine. It would have been a two-shot. It was a three-shot. I didn't really lose too much health. I take out the Cloyster very easily. In comes Ninetales. It's going to be two-shot. I thought that Leech Seed might have made it a three-shot range, but nevertheless. And Jolteon going to be easy two-hit. It's the only evolution that has any super effective damage against me, even though obviously Pin Missile, it's not doing that much. Probably could survive a whole another 5-hit Pin Missile, but yeah, that's Mewtwo for you. We finished the game at level 51. So the breakdown for our final score with Mewtwo. For coverages, which are types that it can hit for super effective damage with its move pool, we got 24 points. When it comes to weaknesses, we've got, I'm going to count Ghost, because in all the future generations, Psychic's weak to Ghost. So I'm going to count Ghost, and I'm going to count Bug. That's minus 4 points. For resistances, we've got Psychic and Fighting. That's going to be plus 4 points, and those would cancel out. For a finish level, finishing at level 51, with the max level cap of the final battle being 65, we're going to get 14 points there. And for base stats, we're going to get 33 bonus base stats. That's calculated based off of, this is going to be for Psychic types. So for a Psychic type score, we're going to get 33 bonus points. And then when it comes to all Pokemon in Generation 1, we're going to get 88 bonus points. Placing Mewtwo with a score of 588 over 583 for Psychic types. Solidly placing it, well, not solidly, barely placing it in the S+ tier with a score barely above 100. When it comes to all the Pokemon in Generation 1, we get a score of 605 over 583, which will give us a score of 103% roughly, placing us in the S tier. So, Mewtwo, setting the bar high, in the S+ tier. Very excited to do more Pokemon and to see just, you know, our top Pokemon of every type. I think, honestly, if I had to say, Mewtwo's the only Psychic type that I've graded and ranked. I think Mewtwo will hold that top spot for Psychic types and probably for all Pokemon, but we will see. This is the first of many runs. I plan on trying to do all the games in the Pokemon franchise, but we'll see how that goes. We will try our best to get those out. Once again, thanks Scott's Thoughts for the overlay. Thanks everyone for watching the video, and I'll see you guys next time.